6 City News business editor Richard Southern joins us now. And Richard, we've already talked about on City News today, Donald Trump speaking to state governors, talking about gun reform, but he talked about more than that today.
Yeah, Melissa, he took aim at Canada again. Trump speaking from the White House, and he again claimed that the U.S. is losing money to Canada when it comes to trade. Take a look.
We lose a lot with Canada. People don't know it. Canada is very smooth. They have you believe that it's wonderful, and it is for them. Not wonderful for us, it's wonderful for them. So we have to start showing that we know what we're doing. World Trade Organization, a catastrophe.
Is he right, though, when he talks about trade and the U.S. losing money to Canada? The answer, a little bit complicated. Depends on how you look at it. Okay. According to official trade statistics from both countries, Melissa, each Canada and the U.S., they each claim the other countries are running a trade surplus. Economists say it depends as if you look at the trade in services as opposed to the trade in goods. So trade in services is Canadians going down to the U.S. for travel, buying things in the U.S. You look at it that way, Canada does lose money to the U.S. You look at it in terms of goods, Canada shipping oil to the U.S., it's the other way around. Bottom line, though, the trade deficit pretty close, and it shouldn't, according to economists, be a source for Trump lashing out. Probably haven't heard the end of this one. Of course, the NAFTA negotiations continuing, in the Canadian dollar as a result pulled back today, Melissa.
But smooth as an insult.
He knows how to deliver an insult, Mr. Trump, doesn't he?
That's for sure. Now, another thing we already talked about is that MEC is under pressure to drop a U.S. gun manufacturer. Now, it doesn't carry guns, but it carries products made by this company.
That's right. This is the Mountain Equipment Co-op, a chain of Canadian stores based out of Vancouver. It sells products from Vista Outdoor Brands. That's a Utah-based company that designs and develops long guns and ammunition. And, this really comes back to the fact that corporate America has been under a ton of pressure to cut ties with gun makers, and specifically to cut ties with the National Firearms Association, the NRA. We've seen now companies from United Airlines to Delta to Avis Rent-A-Car to Symantec to MetLife all cut ties with the NRA, stop offering them discounts, as there's a big push on social media for people asking these companies to do away with their connections to the NRA.
I've been reading a lot of those tweets, too. I wonder if there's something, too, about the customer base that MEC has.
Yeah, absolutely. And certainly we've seen companies like Federal Express push back against this. FedEx today said, listen, we're not going to stop offering discounts to NRA members. And like you say, it comes back to, I guess, the customer base and who they're trying to appeal to and who they don't want to offend.
And MEC saying today that they take this very seriously. All right, so Canadian Olympic athletes, they are returning home. But one medalist isn't too happy about it all.
Oh, I love this story. You don't want to be, when you're flying from Seoul, Korea to the YYZ here in Toronto, you don't want to be stuck in coach. Snowboarder Sebastian Touton, who won a gold medal, tweeted this out, quote, 2 days ago, I won a gold medal for Canada. Today, I'm flying in 57A on Air Canada. What a great Olympic partner. Hashtag sarcasm. Of course, he's referring to the fact that he's seated in the window seat of aisle 54, which is in economy class. I guess the gold medalist was hoping for an upgrade to the business class cabin. The tweet, though, deleted, and he, as you can see here, apologizing, he's saying he's sorry. He was tired. Air Canada, he says, is an awesome airline and an awesome partner. There was a big backlash against his first tweet, with many people saying, hey, you're a bit entitled. People at the front of the plane paid to be there. And by the way, Melissa, a one-way business class trip on Air Canada from Seoul to Toronto will run you about $3,500. So Air Canada doesn't just give them away willy-nilly.
And you got a window seat, too. So.
You can't complain too badly about that, but everyone wants the lie flat beds at the front of the bus, no question.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nice, too. All right, Richard, it sounds like plans are in the works for Apple to bring us some new iPhones.
Yeah, Bloomberg News with a big report on this, quoting inside sources, is saying that Apple is getting ready to release 3 new phones in September, including what would be the largest iPhone ever. Bloomberg says they're working on a phone that has a 6.5-inch screen size, which would be bigger than anything offered by Samsung, Apple's arch rival. Reportedly, Apple also working on an upgraded handset for the iPhone X and a less expensive model with some of the key features found in the iPhone 8. They're looking to get back in the game. The iPhone 10, by all accounts, Melissa, hasn't sold as well as the company was hoping for.
I wonder what happens when you drop a phone with a 6-inch screen.
Well, that's the problem too. When you're looking at the iPhone 10, which is on sale now, it's $1,000, and they say to get the screen fixed on that if you break it is a couple $100. So as the phones get bigger, that does become an issue. How do you fix them if they break?
And now we're going to end with some bad news for seafood lovers.
Yeah, if you like crab, I'm afraid you're going to be crabby after hearing this. Crab prices for wholesale snow crab, they're surging, apparently. This is due to reduced catch and big demand out of Asia. The amount of snow crab caught last year, 76% below what was caught in 2015. Again, largely the result of higher demand. And the result, wholesale prices for crab skyrocketing up to about $8 per pound. This has made offering crab all you can eat not economical. In fact, I can tell you, Mandarin, you know the buffet, Mandarin buffet, Melissa?
I do know it.
They're doing away with all-you-can-eat crab, no longer available, and people not happy about it. Look at some of these tweets. Craig tweets, like, honestly, is life even worth living anymore? I was just informed the Mandarin will no longer have crab legs on the weekend. I haven't been this depressed in my entire life. People not happy. Kenny says, I just found out Mandarin got rid of crab legs. I can say in all seriousness, worst decision ever. And finally, John writes, end of an era. Mandarin no longer has crab legs. Wow. Just wow. And I can tell you, Mandarin reducing the price of their buffet by a couple of bucks to try and make up for the no crab.
That. And you know those people load up their plates with those crab legs.
Guilty as charged. I've been there, I have to admit.
You too.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks so much for that, Richard.